Hello guys, welcome to my new YouTube video. In this video, we'll be discussing about the C++. In my previous video, I have made a video regarding the introduction of C++. I mean differences between C++ and structure and class, and coming to new operators, and then how to make a simple program in the C++ with the help of C++ language. In this video, we'll be moving forward. We'll be discussing about the structure of C++ and what are streams and manipulators and operators and reference data types and functions with default arguments. Okay, these are the second step of a C++ program. These are still basic, but if we have the main grip in these topics, will make a good impact in our coding. Let's move on to our first topic is structure of C++. I'll be creating a simple board. On that we'll be discussing how to what are the total structure of C++. Okay, in C++ structure we are having classes with the help of objects and classes. We are going to create a program, right? So as similarly with the help of a C structure, first we have documentation section, and then document section is nothing but, I mean, whatever the comments we are going to write, that section is called as document section. After that we are having link section. I mean, whatever the header files we write. For example, in C programming we are going to write hash include stdio.h, right? That means standard input output header files, dot header files. Whereas in here we are going to use hash include io stream.h, I mean input output stream functions dot header files. Okay, this is called as link section. And then coming to, we are going to declare the global variables or global variables. For example, in C++ we have a topic called templates. We are going to declare in the, I mean, globally. And coming to fourth, we are going to define definition section. So I've said that we are going to use classes, right? So for that we have to first declare the class, and then we are going to move for the definition section, I mean declaration section. And that after, in declaration section, in a class we have data members and data functions, right? Member functions, right? So for that member functions we can write inside the class or outside the class. So I mean, we can also write that member function declaration member function declaration. And last is a main function, in which we are going to call all the member functions declaration. This is the basic C++ structure, in which all the code will be present. I mean, with this we can easily write, I mean, where it should be, so that there is no improper of I mean, where code shouldn't be present. Okay, after that, what is the second topic? Streams. Okay, let's move on to about what, let me create it. Okay, what is mean by stream, right? So stream is a sequence of characters or bytes, I mean, which are having a source of destination. We are with the help of, okay, we are going to take the characters. If we have in streams, we are having input stream and output stream. Okay, what is mean by input stream and output stream means, these are the streams that takes the value from the user, and whatever the value present in it, it will print on our display. Stream. Okay, let me describe a simple definition for a stream. It is an sequence of characters, or we can say also called as bytes, in the sequence of characters in the particular source of destination. This is a simple definition of a stream. We have two streams, right? For example, I stream and O stream. I will be writing that too. For example, consider that this is as I stream, and one more table This is our O stream. Okay. In C language we have used hash include stdio.h, right? But in C++ we are going to use standard, I mean IOS, I mean input output stream header files. Okay. In stream, what is the function of iStream and what is the function of OStream? So iStream is, it is used to take the input from the user. And what is the function of OStream? It displays the content. Okay. This is similarly as scanf in a C language, and this is similarly as printf in a C language. Okay. So I mean, how we are going to use iStream and OStream, that we will be discussing in a simple code. I hope you are clear with streams. I mean, iStream is used for taking input from the user, and output stream is used for taking, I mean, printing the display in the contents. How we are going to write iStream is with the help of cin predefined function. Okay, this is a cin, and this is a cout. Okay. C in and C out are used, because if you want to use C in and C out, we have to definitely write IO stream, because in IO stream only these two predefined values are stored. I mean, these two are connected with the IO, I mean input and output stream, right? So C in is related to this and C out is also related to this. Whenever we are going to use C in and C out, we have to definitely include in our header files as IO stream. Okay, this is a uh, simple definition and a clearation of streams. And that, moving on to our third topic, manipulators. Okay, manipulator is nothing but these are the functions that are used to change the, I mean, change the condition of a program. In manipulators we have total two manipulator operators and four different of manipulator functions. Okay. I'll be discussing only the important. I'm not diving too deep, because we'll enter into the deep knowledge where coding is necessary. Okay. First, operators, right? Manipulator operators. In manipulator operators we have a, endl, endline, and ends, end space. Okay, these are the two operators that we are going to use in a C++. Unlike in C language, we are using slash and right for the new line. In C++, we are going to use this endl. So with that, a new line is created with the, I mean, if you want to have new content in our next line with the help of endl. So this should be outside the, I mean, in scanf and printf, sorry, in printf we are writing slash and inside it, right? But in here it won't be like that. Okay, with a simple explanation I'll be discussing this into deep. Okay, I'll give a brief discussion about what is operators, and I'll be telling what are the functions of C++, I mean, manipulator functions. Here we have set w, I mean, okay, yes, set w and set fill. Okay, these two are main functions. I mean, setw means whenever we are going to insert the data in a setw, the data is added from the right side. I mean, whenever, for example, if you are going to set w of size 5, here we are going to size, for example, 5 blocks of memory is allocated. If there is integer, if you are using a turbo, we are having a, for integer, 2 bytes, so 10 bytes of memory is allocated in the form of sequential. But whenever we are going to add the data, it will be printing from the right side. Okay, that I'll be showing with an example. Okay, these are manipulators and manipulator function. If you want to fill all the blocks with the help of, for example, star, then we are going to perform that operation. All the blocks will be filled with star mark. Okay, these are manipulators. And next, coming to our third topic, operators. Okay, what are the new operators present in C++? In past video, we have discussed only a brief introduction. What are new operators we have in C++? But I'll be discussing here. First is new operator. I mean, whenever we are going to store a dynamic data memory allocation, uh, in C we have used malloc, calloc, realloc, and realloc, right? So here we are not using any of that. We are simply using new with the help of new. For example, int p equals to new int of a, for example, pointer we are going to assign a dynamic memory allocation, right? Int p is equals to new int of a, if you are assigning a of array, then it will simply take that is an dynamic memory allocation. Okay. Second one is delete. In C language we have used free of p. I mean, if p is an some array or something, we are simply deleting all the uh, elements present in our uh, memory, right? So here we are going to use the delete. Okay, these are the two for the dynamic memory allocation. And coming to endl and endes. Endl we have read before, and endes is for giving space. I mean, if you are want a space in between our two values, we are using endes. And fifth one is scope operator. Scope operator used to make a connection with the class and member functions that we'll be discussing in a next, I mean, is in a program. And fifth is this pointer is used to connect the data members and member function. I mean, whenever we are assigning a value from another main class, then data members present in our class is assigned. If you want to assign that, with the help of this pointer we are going to assign them. Okay. And these are the main. Okay, these are manipulators, and these are new operators in our C++. And let's move on to reference data types. Okay guys, uh, we'll be creating a simple program, and I'll be explaining what is reference data types, and how they are connected, and how a simple program is another program will create with the help of simple explanation. Reference data types. In last video we have discussed that new reference data type is an data type, I mean, user defined data type, not user defined, that it is predefined is boolean, and user defined is class, right? And this is an derived data type. Okay, reference data type is example are arrays and pointers are there, like, so reference data types comes into that section. Okay, this is if you want to say what is different data type in a single line, I can say that it is a linkage of one element to the another element. Okay, linkage other variables. Okay, the definition is completed. Let's move on to what is reference data type. Okay, I'll be explaining. Okay, first, in C++ structure we have studied, right? So this is our document section. After that we are moving for the link section. This is our links. Here I am using IO stream. Okay, see guys, IO stream is used for input and output stream. Okay, dot h, but dev C++ does not support this, because we are simply using IO stream only. And we are using namespace std. I'll be discussing why we are going to use namespace std. And void main also we can't use either. Dev C++ accepts either it is void or int. Sorry, it does not accept void. We can simply write main or int main. Okay, that won't be any problem. Okay, and why are we using, okay, I'll be discussing this. What is mean by reference data type? Okay, if you are going to assign an element with the 10, and we are going to take another element, for example b. If you are assigning reference data type to a, I mean, with the help of ampersand, here ampersand is not taking the address of another variable, because here address, this is not for, here C++ is, right? Here address is used to link the member to that variable. For example, int I'm assigning a equals to 100 and b equals to a. So a and b. Okay, let me compile this. This is a new, so I'll be storing in our desktop. Okay guys, our output will be 100 and 100 because b here ampersand b is not storing an address or something. Here ampersand b in C++ is used for the reference data type because it stores the address of, I mean it stores the value of a, I mean here, and it should always be initialized at the first time only. We cannot initialize it in the middle of function or somewhere like that. If you want the value of b, and for example if you want to change the value of b, and automatically a value also change if it is linked with the a value. For example, if you are taking a equals to 100, okay, and I'm writing as a equals to b, and b equals to c. Okay, is the address. Okay, for example I'm printing a, b and c, right? Okay, what would be the output case guys? Here 100 is linked to b, I mean sorry, b would be equals to ampersand of a, and c would be the ampersand of b. Sorry, a is equals to 10, right? And ampersand b equals to a, I mean b is linked with a, and similarly c will be linked with b. Okay, if you are printing this, our output should be 100, 100 and 100. Let's check it. B, sorry, int b, and then int c. Let me take out the indentation clear. Okay, that's fine. Output should be 100, 100 and 100. Okay, it is perfect. Let me make it more clear here, guys. Okay, I'll be telling 1 second. 100, 100, 100. Here when you look endl function, this is used to divide the line, because after a, if I'm not using endl, see here what will happen. So here I'm not using endl, but here I'm using endl, right? So after 100 it is taking an another line, because but after the second line it is not taking second line. I mean with the help of endl we can make an another line. I mean we are moving to second line. Same example in a slash in a C language. Okay, our output is 100, 100 and 100. These are called as reference data types. I mean one value is changed, the total whole value will also be changed. For example, if I'm taking c equals to 100, okay, c equals to 200, for example, here c is linked with b, right, and b is linked with a, so automatically a value also gets changed. See, 200, 200, 200, and if I'm changing for example 150, then the whole all the values are changed. Yeah, see this. This is an example of reference data types. I mean, it is linked with another. I mean, one member data is changed, then all the data members that are linked to each other will get changed. Okay, that is the main motto of reference data types. And this is a C++ structure. Here is a document section. This is a document section, link section. Here if you want to assign any global variables, here after that we are going to assign here global variables, class and objects. I'll be discussing here in a new example. This is a main function. That's it. Okay, I hope you understand what is reference data types, right? Okay, I'll be moving on to the new example. Like for example, take an example of swapping of two numbers. Okay, here I'll be giving the inputs from main function, and I'll be checking what is happening. Okay, if I'm changing in main function values. Okay, first hash include iostream. After that using, okay, I have not tell why I'm using namespace std, right? Okay, if I'm not using namespace std, see what will be the error. So C out is not declared in a scope, because every time if you're using C out, we have to write this scope operator. See, if you want to write another, we have to write, for every time we are going to use, we have to write scope operator, because that's not possible, right? For every uh, program we cannot write scope operator, so that's why we are using namespace std. Namespace std. With this, whenever we are using cout and cin, there won't be any issue, so it's simply printing. Okay, let's move on to names program std. Okay, our main declaration, let's if document is completed and we are assigned using namespace std. Here I'm creating an uh, function. Okay, we are going to swap, right? Void enter swap. Okay. mm, Integer a comma integer b, for example. Okay, before moving on to that, enter main, we are taking integer a comma b, a equals to 10, and enter b would be 20, and simply we are calling swap function a comma b. Let us take example of x comma y. Okay, we are sending the parameters. Okay, a handle and then b. Okay guys, here we are using swap function, right? Here after the swap we are going to get the value as 20 and 10, right? So we are passing the parameters to our swap function. Okay, 10 and 20 is passed here, so x will be stored at 20 and y will be storing x will be storing 10 and y would be storing 20. And for example, take a integer as temp. Okay, first if we are going for the call by reference, we have to pass the address. Okay, for example, take this as call by reference. If you want to swap it, we have to share the address of a variable. Here ampersand a and ampersand b. Address of our 10, I mean for example, take the address of 10 as 1000 and address of 20 as 200. Here we are going to share the address of our variables, so it has to take the pointer. Okay, int star b. Okay, take integer as temp, and we are simply swapping temp equals to star x, and star x equals to star y, and then store star y equals to temp. Okay, if we want to write cout star x star y. Okay, here guys, we are sending the addresses, right? So whenever we are passing the addresses, it has to take the pointer, right? Because pointer, main function of pointer is to store the addresses of our variable. Okay, here we are taking the pointers. In pointers we are going to store the address. I mean, first with the help of temporary variable, we are going to take temp in first we are going to add, and then after we are going to print it. Let's check this new one. Okay, 20 and 10, and then after, for example, let me write here cout, sorry, after swap. So no need of this, right? I've already declared uh, downside 10 and 20, simply 20 and 10. We have already declared after the calling of functions, right, a and b, so there is no need. Okay guys, this is an call by reference. Here we are going to share the address, but here we are going to learn the what reference data types, right? So I have said that reference data type is linked with each another. I mean, one data is changed, then the whole data is going to change. So reference data types. So here we don't have to take this many conditions. We are simply passing swap a and b. Here we are going to take ampersand a and sorry, ampersand y. Okay, and we are simply swapping. Okay, temp equals to a and a equals to b, and then b equals to temp. Okay, that's it. Here we are going to send 10 and 20, right? So 20 and 10 will be our output. Okay, x, sorry, and then x equals to y, and y will be my temp. Okay, so everything's fine. Send to 20 and 10 is our output. Here we are going to share for example 1000 and 2000. We have to get the values as 2000 and 1000, 2000 and 1000. Okay, this is a basic example of reference data types. It is similar as the call by reference, call by not reference, call by value, because call by value we are going to simply pass the parameters, and we are not using any reference data types, right? For example, if we are going to change values here, I mean, if example I'm taking x equals to 10 and y equals to 20, here I am changing, then the whole at the time of execution the value also gets changed, and that's the use of reference data types. And let's move on. What are the remaining? Okay, functions are default arguments. Okay, uh, before entering into that, I have not told the about operators, manipulators, right? Okay, I'll show you an example here. Okay, I stream a document section. If you want set w, I mean set w here, we are going to use manipulator functions. Here it is an header file io manip. Here not .h we are not using because dev c++ does not support in c++ dot header files. So hash include io manipulators. I mean manip means input output manipulators. Here I am writing size as 5 and I am inserting the element as 10. So what before I have said that with the help of setw, 5 memory, here 5 memory blocks are allocated, right? Size is 5, right? So 5 memory blocks is allocated, and if you are going to insert the element as 1, it will be at the right side, I mean last block it will take. And if you are it's inserting 10, the first 0 and 1 will be taken, and similarly 100,000 and 10,000. So let me show you. So see guys, I hope it is clear. First, our first element is printed at the fifth block, I mean last block, and then 10 is printed, 0 is printed here, and 1 is printed at the last second block, and 100 is printed here, and the size is 5, right? So 1 2 3 4 5, I mean all the elements are printed from the last. Okay, that is the definition and code part of manipulator function. And then this is a example of reference data type. Let's move on to our second question. What is default with function with default arguments? Okay, for example, in C language, if you are not sending any parameters, then it would definitely give us an error. But in C++, we have a new a stage that we can, without any giving any parameters, we can still run the function. I mean, if you are going to give the default arguments in the function itself only, then the default arguments will be printed, I mean without giving any arguments from another function, another function. Yes. Okay, how is this possible? Let's check it. Okay, I'm writing hash include IO stream. This is a input output stream, and I'm using namespace std. Okay, everything is fine. Okay, here I'll be using function. For example, I'll be calculating simple interest. Okay, then my integer. For example, PA is my person interest. P is my principal amount, and then integer time, and my float would be rate of interest. Okay. For example, I am giving 3.15 as my. We have to give the reference data type. I mean return data type. Here I'm giving what, because I'll be printing here itself only. So integer, for example, take float x. So x would be p into t into r divided by 100.0. It gives us a float value. I'll be printing c out of x. Okay, this is fine. Integer main. Okay, integer p comma t, and then float of r. Okay, here before that we have not used c in, right? Let me explain you a little bit deeper into c in and c in. Okay, this is a c in, right? How we are going to assign c in and all that part. Okay, how we are going to assign, right? C in as C in, and with the help of, this is called as overloaded right shift operator. Okay, overloaded. Currently I'm using mouse. That's why my handwriting is very overloaded. Okay, I'll be writing in the form of text. That's not a big deal. Overloaded right shift operator. And if you are going to print the output, so we are using overloaded left shift. These are the two operators. With that we are going to print and take the input from a user. C out, C out. Okay, okay, this is a C in and coming to that, C in and C out are predefined. I mean predefined data objects. Here we are going to take the input from user. Any type of data we can take the from a user. For example, let me write. There is a, okay, okay, I'll be explaining in a coding part. Okay, before that, s- we have understood what is C in, right? We are going to take the input from a user. C in of P and T and R. Okay, that's how we are going to take the inputs from your user. But here I want to directly set the parameters, so without any long. So 100 and another 100 and comma, for example I'm saying 1. So what would be the my output? 100 into 100, and 100 gets cancelled, and I'll be remaining with 100, right? 100 into 3.15. For example, I'll be taking this also one. I don't want to make it complex. So our output would be 3.15, right? New to C out SI. Okay. Mm, this is 1.4. SI is a simple interest function. Okay. No match for operator. C out. Okay. One second, guys. I integer float and okay, these are correct. Hash include IO string using namespace std. Okay. Int main. No match for operator. Std o string. Okay. Void integer. Okay, 3.15. That's it, guys. As it is printing integer or anything, right? So here, what is the thing I want to explain is, right here, if you're not going to assign any, for example, see, I'm sending only two parameters. 100 is assigning to P and one is going for the T. But here I'm not sending any value, right? For example, if I'm saying 1, it will also print 3.15 only. Oh, sorry, it has taken 1 into garbage value it has taken. Okay, in a C language, we definitely have to take give the how many member parameters present in our function. We have definitely have to give that many number of parameters. But in C++, with the help of default arguments, that is our topic, right? Functions with default arguments. I mean, we can directly make them default in the function declaration only, so definition only. So that's how we are going to print this. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. uh, and next video I'll be discussing about the C++ next topics. I mean, what is class and objects, and how we are going to take the data from user, and how we are going to send the data to the class, and how we are going to iterate the public data members, and how we are going to print with the help of member functions. That's how we are going to move with the C++ course. And in I'll be providing this in Excel sheet. In whatever the video contents I present, I'll be sharing in my comment section. So if you like this video informative, then please do like, share and subscribe. And I hope I'll be making more videos on C++ only, because I'll be taking a course on web development, uh, and after in that, if I'm going to excel in that, I'll be making an freelance videos like how we are going to take the projects from another user. And that's it for today's video. I'll be wrapping this up. Okay, if you have watched till end, thank you so much. I hope a good day. Thank you.